Hey guys, today we're gonna go through a really good low elo build for Soraka support. It will be really like damage heavy, I would say, but I think like the biggest issue with picking like Soraka support in low elo is like, as in every elo, you know, really team dependent, you know. I mean, Soraka literally doesn't do too much damage, you know. Most people think we're a heal bot, we are not. Why I want to share this build, guys. I really think it's really strong in low elo. I hope you guys gonna enjoy it, and I would love to hear feedback from you guys, you know, of how it's going, you know. Anyway, let's get into the rune page. First rune page is gonna be Sorcery with Inspiration. For Sorcery, we will just take Arcane Comet, Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, and Scorch. Secondary is like Inspiration Tree with Biscuit, Delivery, and Cosmic Insight. The reason for this rune page is like, it gives you the maximum sustain in the lane as well, with the extra cookies, plus you can be really aggressive. So you just have like, just because Arcane Comet is so strong early game, which you can punish a lot in a low elo, I think it's a really good rune page, you know. As a starter. Let's continue with rune page 2. It will be the same in the sorcery, but we're gonna have secondary domination. And I will just tell about the reasoning behind it, what's the difference is compared to the first one. So anyway, sorcery will be with Arcane Comet, Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, and Scorch. Domination will be with Taste of Blood and Ravenous Hunter. The reason behind this secondary page is like, it will give you a bit more sustain as well in the lane, just because the Taste of Blood and Ravenous Hunter. You had cookies in the first one, but this one, you're more reliable on if you're hitting your spells, you will sustain up all the time, you know. So I mean, test them both out and just see which one you enjoy the most, you know. They're pretty equal, but still a small tweak, you know, between them two. So anyway, just test them out, see what you feel about them, and let's continue with rune page 3. Let's continue with rune page 3. It's the same in the sorcery tree with Arcane Comet, Mana Flow Band, Transcendence, and Scorch. Secondary is a bit different now. It will be Resolve with Bone Plating and Revitalize. This is probably the most standard one. I mean, literally, if you change out Arcane Comet to Aerie, it's probably the most standard Soraka build ever, you know. So this one is more about, use will be, you can build like a lot more supportive with this one as well. If the lane is going bad, you can go just W max still, like you take 2-3 points in Q. After that, it should be good, you know, and just going like the standard supportive build, you know, because the difference between this 3 is like the other two with domination second, inspiration second, it's like you kind of want to go Luden second first, but with this one you can go like Athene's into Ardent Redemption as well. It's a bit more standard. So anyway, test them all out and see what you like the best, you know. Anyway, let's go onto the builds, you know. The build is gonna be starting items will always be Spell Thief, 2 potions, and Warning Totem. I just think it's really good, especially since you got Arcane Comet as well. I just think it's way better than Relic Shield if you just want to be really strong in the lane, you know. Just because you get extra man regen, and it's just overall the best aggressive item, you know. So that's it. For the first buy, the core build is like gonna be Luden Echo. That's a no-go. I know it's expensive item, you know, but with this build, and if you're low elo, I think it's really good. It will provide you a lot of damage. Sometimes you will even be like second or first damage, you know, dealers in your team. It's just insane how good the item is, even if it's really expensive. So if you get the best buy level 1, or not level 1, but early game of the first B, then you have the last chapter, you know. Otherwise, if you don't have the money for that, just try to get the amplifying tome, you know, just to get the extra AP early game. So anyway, and for boots, we go sorcery boots. It's just because it's really good with the extra pen, and since we go Luden Echo, it fits really good. Core build is Luden Echo. For the full build, it will be Athene's secondary after the Luden Echo. Then you get either Ardent Sensor or Redemption. I usually say like this: if your AD carry is off-roll or just really unlucky, maybe soft tinting, something like that, or the rest of your team is not AD heavy and not doing too hot, you know, just don't build Ardent Sensor third item. Just go Redemption third item and delay the Ardent Sensor maybe for 4th. It depends, you know, of course, of the game. If your AD carry is smurfing, go like Ardent Sensor third item. I still think Athene's should always be second item, you know. It's just really good kit, especially since you will be maxing like Q and E early game as well. So you will get a lot of stacks, you know, for it. So anyway, that was for the build. So for the ability max, we will just always try to go for Q max into E max, you know. You see level 4, I take one in the W as well, in fusion as well, which can be useful as well. It's mainly so your AD carry doesn't flame you, you know. But I mean, sometimes it can be crucial as well. But the goal is to just max the Q and E. You can change it up as well, depending on how the matchup is going. If your laning phase isn't going too good, take like 3 points in Q and start to level W after that one at level 7, you know, as you did before, you know. If the lane is going really good, just go Q and secondary E max just to get the most damage, you know. So anyway, that's for the ability max. It's kind of straightforward. Just max the abilities that deal the damage and just hit your spells. That's all you need, guys. So for the laning phase, the goal is to like always try to get level 2 first. Get the prio in the lane. Try to push the enemies under their turret and just try to deal poke. As you can see in this gameplay, just try to be real annoying versus them, you know. Still play safe though. That's it. The crucial thing, test the build out, guys, and just you will learn what works and not works, you know. You might like die a couple of times and limit test the champion. That's fine, you know. That's just the learning path, you know. But the goal is get level 2 in lane. Try to have a lot of aggro, you know, in the lane as well. Try to split the lane as well, you know. On one side, your AD carry is. On the other side, you should be, you know. So you always try to split the lane in phase, you know, to make it harder for the enemies to actually decide who to go for, you know. It will just come with practice. I'm pretty sure this build is if you're low elo, guys, you should test this build out. If it's not working for you, then it's fine, but I think you guys should give it a shot. I think it's a really good build, to be honest. It's not the standard Soraka build with full utility and just healing, you know. It's a bit more damage, which I think is really useful in some elos as well, where, to be honest, some games you can have the second or first most damage, guys, as a Soraka support. It makes zero sense, but it might happen, you know. It's all about testing new builds and see if you like it or not. How do you know if you like it or not before you tested it, you know, to be fair. So anyway, I just hope you guys gonna test that out and you see if it's worked for you guys.